Princeton University, many years ago, did some research. They have a department of psychokinesis. And they published a article, in psychology and psychiatric journals, that they had measured and verified that a creative thought or a decision took 1/1000th of a volt to spark across the cerebral cortex. And that literally could change a person's life. You ever hear, made up my mind, changed my mind, got an epiphany? Huh? That's what they're talking about. Now, the funny thing is, every single one of you have a brain, and you have a soul. Now, the depth of the soul, or the karma, or the belief, or the passion, or the love, affects the brain. But the brain is designed as a computer. It's more than a computer. To get you what you want automatically. And it works. You know, every scripture, every religion has the same true message. God created man in his own image. Now, what does that mean? That means that unlike animals, and he gave him dominion over all the animals and all the creatures of the earth. What that means is, like God, as an individual ray, he gave you the right to choose. Animals don't choose. They're conditioned. Listen to this. Number one, do you agree with that? He gave you the ability to think. And he gave you the ability to create. And with that, there's an expectation that you will do that. Make decisions. Right decisions. Right thinking. Huh? Are you getting this? I mean, this is very deep. You can't escape it because you were born and God don't make no junk. You see? And you have a mind. You have that brain. And it's already set up to get you everything that you want. Your soul's desire. And you work real hard screwing it up. And it's out of ignorance. And I don't really get mad at a person that's ignorant. I get mad at a person who's intelligent and does the wrong thing. But you just don't know how it's programmed. Now, if you don't know how to program your brain, listen to this now. It gets programmed itself from the environment, from what it hangs out with, from what it hears all day long, from the gossip, the BS, the stupid entertainment. So that's why you end up the way you are. It ain't really your fault. Your brain manifested what you are, what your brain's been programmed. Do you believe that? I'd love to debate somebody on it. Okay. There's two things from the brain. You see, it's programmed. You either have right thinking or wrong thinking. If you have wrong thinking, nothing's going to happen right. You see? Now, what stimulates your thinking? You ever wonder, how do I get a thought? How do I get a thought? Okay. Well, it comes from your identity. It's basically based on what you've been programmed up to this point to believe you are and feel that you are. You know, it's like the scorpion thing. It's like these guys here are no different than you, and I know them. I know when they started. They weren't that great. But they programmed their brain and did the right things. And they started to see and believe and understand intellectually and logically how they were going to get to that level by what they did each day, each week, and each month. And they accepted it. And when you accept something, that's when two or more come into agreement. Your brain and your life. And then if the circumstances aren't even right, I'm going to show you this in a minute, the brain attracts them. So, Earl Nightingale said, you know who Earl Nightingale is? Okay. He studied under Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. Anything that the mind of man can achieve and believe, it can achieve. So he studied all the people that Think and Grow Rich was about. And he said, there's a strange secret amongst this, the strangest of secrets that he discovered and documented. You become what you think about all the time. Now, I was 20-something when I read that, and it took forever for him to get to the point. Build up and build up. Finally, okay. I said, that couldn't possibly be true, or I would be a girl. Right? Okay. I met this multi-level, floozy, effervescing, lovable, crazy girl through Bobby Canada. She was something special. So I know how to program brains because I programmed my own. But it's really a lot of work to program somebody's brain who's not receptive to it or won't listen. For some reason, she would listen. Still amazes me. So we worked on programming her brain to make her into a hopeless success. Now, I got to take a little bit of credit. Although she worked very hard, built the whole business, was the most incredible leader, she was a hopeless success. It couldn't go any other way because her brain was programmed. And wait, you don't believe this? You think it's hocus pocus? I can prove it to you. Every single one of your brains are programmed. And the proof is, it's programmed to give you exactly what you have right now. And that's why you are where you are. End of story, bottom line, closed case. Now, I can prove it to you by arguing with you. Oh, no, you can do more. How many of you think that you're living up to your full potential, that you can do more? Because you could die tomorrow and never live up to your potential. What a sad thing. Okay. I can prove it to you. If I argue with you why you could make twice as much money as you are now, be freer, help more people, be loved, you're going to argue with me. Yeah, but this, yeah, but that. Ben, what's your story? I'd love to argue with you. He's one of the most incredible recruiters I've ever seen in my life. But, you know, I'm not going to pick on Ben. Who do you want me to pick on? Because it's absolutely true and applicable to every single person in here. You are exactly where you are, have what you have, the problems you have, the joys you have, everything about you is because your brain was programmed at that level. That doesn't mean it can be changed, can't be changed, but identity is what it's all about because that drives the brain automatically. And it's why it's so hard to change. You can't change your behavior. Try it. That's why it's so hard to lose weight. You can't be a fat person trying to lose weight. You got to see yourself as a fit person. You see what I'm saying? You got to come from that. You got to do what a director does all the time. And what you used to hate, you now love. And what you used to fear, you're great at. Don't show the plant for 3 days. You get what do you call that? Withdrawal. You used to hate to work out. Many of you may have experienced this. But you start working out, and those, or morphins or whatever, work on you, and you run every morning. You cannot not run. You're in pain. What used to be pain is now joy. And this is what happens when the brain gets programmed. What you were bad at, you're good at. It's a miracle. Every one of you has a brain and a soul. And the brain has the same features. You say, well, some people are more intelligent than others. Oh, I got a good one on that. It's actually been proven scientifically that a brain properly programmed and fed the right information and forced to think and have logic can double its intelligence, its IQ. I got you on that one, So, if you sit around and read cartoons and dirty magazines and listen to gossip all day and the negative news, your brain is being programmed whether you know it or not. When Lauren and I slip and say something, like can't do that, or oh, this might happen, we say cancel, delete. Cancel, delete. Okay? When somebody around us talks negatively, gloom and doom and critically, we take a mental vacation from them. Because I'm not letting them program my brain. You know, well, you say, well, you know, my relatives don't really understand the business, and they're my relatives, and, you know, they don't think it'll work, and they think it's one of those things or something. And your good friend that you've been with for 15 years comes over every day at 5 to have a cocktail. Such a habit. Can't possibly miss it. And all they do is gossip. And when you tell them about the business with excitement, they say, oh, that'll never work. Who do you think you are? You'll never make it. What are you, crazy? Change the world with a shopping annuity. You lost your mind. Who you been hanging out with? Oh, yeah? Let me tell you something. You are going to make it. And you know what? I had a friend like that, and when I made it, I saw him last year, bumped into him. JR, wow, look at you, man. Big boats, big houses, big business, you know, oh, good press. Boy, you are the shiznag. I said, the what? The shiznag. Holy. I said, really? Does that mean you want to get in now? Oh, no, you know, I'm too busy. And so, well, weren't you the same guy that 20 years ago, when I was first starting, I sat down and showed the plan and asked you to help me be introduced to some people. And you told me I was absolutely crazy and it would never work. Yeah, but, you know, you're lucky. Look at you. You're fortuitous. When you make a lot of money, you get with affluent people, they use these words. You're fortuitous. That's why you're affluent. So whatever. I made it and you didn't. You know? But this guy goes on and on and on, and he says, yeah, but you know, I'm so glad that you were lucky. Really, he hates it. I said, you know what, Ben, I have been thinking about, Ben would never do this. You know what, Joe? I've been thinking about what you're saying. First, I was insulted, and then I started to think about it, and you're absolutely right. I am lucky. I'm lucky I didn't listen to your ass. You know? You know, so what are you going to do? You know, so get ready for this. If you program your brain like I'm going to show you right now, stuff's going to start to happen. You can't even control it. But you have to program your brain. And if you don't program it, it gets programmed for you by others and the environment. So you end up where you are. That's why you are right there, right now. But if you take control of that, okay, everything is going to change. You know, so people look at me and they say, how did you become, so successful? I worked real hard and I programmed my brain. I'd give you the program, but you don't know how to program. And it changed my identity. So it was fun to do the things I did. Well, you've been a workaholic. So you're a little confused. I'm a playaholic. I'm a playaholic. I play hard and I work hard, but I love my work so much. It's so much fun. I don't know where play starts and work ends, or the vice versa. I'm just having fun.